how did you find Christ in like the church? Were you born into it? Did you find it later in life? That type of thing.
Yeah. So like I was born in church. My mama, she's a preacher as well as like my uncle was one, bro. So I always grew up in the church. It's just man, I strayed away for a minute at a very, very young age, man.
Really?
I lived in the rough side of Cleveland. And man, we was up the street from like Anthony Sowell. He was like a mass murderer, bro. He was like houses down and we walked by. So when the information came out about him, what he was doing, man, I said, screw it, bro. I'm about to go get involved with some gangs or some stuff just so that I can get protection.
Be safe.
I strayed away. Most deaf. But I ran back to Christ. So I mean, shoot, that's how it all started. Like I grew up in it. I always knew it. I was just ignorant.
Was there a certain moment that kind of made you go back, or was it just like one day you were like, nah, man, like I gotta go back, you know?
It was moving down here to Alabama, from Cleveland to Alabama. It was just like, man, you know, you had to run back, man. Can't keep going off into the same things and falling after people that don't really care for you. They just want what you can do. And, man, so that's how I really ran back, bro.
So how did you get into music in general and hip hop specifically? Like, what was that? Was that something you were listening to it from a young age? You find it later? I found it way later in life.
Yeah, so I wasn't even like allowed to, like, I started off as a 7-day Adventist before I became.
Oh, really?
And like, bro, we couldn't listen to no secular music. But for some reason, when we moved to Cleveland, man, like I fell in love with Lil Wayne. And
yeah, same, dude.
I guess
same.
I guess you could tell because the amount of features I do, bro. I try to be like Wayne, bro. Like, definitely, bro. Fell in love with Wayne, and then, bro, I just fell in love with hip hop ever since. But Wayne was
crazy.
Everything.
So we got a similar story then, because I found it later. I wasn't allowed to listen to it, and then once I got to middle school, because I don't know what year you were born. I was born in '96.
I'm 97.
That's what. Okay, yeah. So you couldn't avoid Lil Wayne when we were in middle school, high school. Like he ran the world. He was on everything. So I listened to the radio and I was like, rap is amazing. And Lil Wayne's like the best. He was like the only rapper I really listened to for a while. Like him and all of YMCMB. Like, you know, Pandora, you can have stations named after like like I had a Lil Wayne station, a Tunchi station, a Carter 2 station, a Carter 3 station. Like I had no ceiling station. I listened to only Lil Wayne. I thought he was like amazing. And so he got me into hip hop too. What took you from being a fan of it to saying, yo, I want to like start making music myself?
Man, it's wild, bro. Cause like when I was out there banging, bro, like the OGs used to like tell me like you can't get in trouble in school, like cause stuff they was having me doing, but like you can't get in trouble cause I'll get you in trouble with us. So like they'll be hard on me about things. So I couldn't just like in middle school get to bumping with people, bro. Like they made me mad. So it was the lunchroom table, bro. They started beating on the table, and that's how they roast. I said, shoot, I ain't allowed to fight, so might as well start trying to talk. And then like it literally happened. I freestyled for the first time. I was like, oh crap, I flamed him, bro. And it robbed. Like, bro, it was crazy. The girl be crushing on in school. She was all hype, like, oh, and I made her smile too. Oh snap, I'm in there.
Right.
But I never thought it would have turned into this, bro.
Man, that's crazy.
Happened.
No, it's crazy how like one moment can kind of turn into something bigger. So
exactly.
Did you ever dabble with making like secular music, or was there when you first started?
Of course.
Or was it secular when you started?
Of course, man. I started off, it was a back and forth moment until I just said, you know, this is all God's day mine. Bro, like I started off doing secular music and it was trash because I was recording with a laptop and I had a phone and I was recording like that. And then when I got down here, I was just rapping about anything, bro. I had like a little group that was popping off around the city in secular music. It was called Rose Gang. I don't know what we was on. That's why I got the rose on my head.
Oh wow,
man! And it was popping off around the city. And the guy said, "If you do this, I'll give you the world, but you won't have me. But if you give it up and do me, I'm gonna give you everything that I could give you." So I chose Jesus. It was tough, bro, because I'm telling you, bro, the girls influenced a lot of what I was doing. When Rose Gang was up, it wasn't no joke, bro.
That's hilarious. So, like, how did you?
Not gonna lie. So when I was younger, I would say like, you know how we all go through this identity crisis type thing when we're younger.
That's good.
Like, yeah, kind of. Like you don't want to be like
friends, indie friends.
Oh, okay.
So
do wonders like AI anomalies.
I know that, right? Saga, who was
on the same beats. you're definitely more lyrical. So like you're not.
I actually knew a guy in Miami that he was going to the same church.
And I tweeted like last week that someday I'm gonna have a song with him. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen.